Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we have a new Dragon Ball story event. They took the first Cooler movie and, made one of these Dragon Ball story events right here. So this is the third, I guess, of the movies that have gotten one. This, of course, is the fifth Dragon Ball Z movie, Goku versus Cooler here. So, of course, there is a new support memory. All of this is stuff that's been in the game for years, right? Like a lot of these Awakening medals and stuff like that were in the game since like 2016 or 2015 even. These are very old. This free-to-play Cooler was added into the game in 2019 when Dokkan Fest Transforming Cooler came out. And then, of course, he just got a Dokkan Awakening during this celebration. Again, we are able to grind him up and Dokkan Awaken him. Here's the new support memory, so we'll grind this up and do a video on that as well. And then there's just a couple of characters that awaken with these medals. And then finally, right here, Wicked Bloodline gives increased drop rates. But I'm not really too worried about grinding any of that stuff up. Now, one of the things we want to do, of course, is take a look at the missions, right? Remember that there are missions in order to get the actual support memory. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we got here. So, stage 1, we need to clear with a youth category character. Stage 2, we have to do it with a character on parent and child bond. Stage 3, we have to do a bond of friendship character. Stage 4, we have to grind with a character that has shocking speed. Stage 5, we have to have it with a Namekian category character. Stage 6, we have to have an exploding rage character. And then in stage 7, we have to have a powerful comeback category character. And then there's a couple of other missions here related to the tech cooler, right? So let's go and jump in. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if they've got any interesting movies or whatnot in here. So let's go ahead and jump in. I, of course, built a team. This team right here will be able to get us every single one of the missions that we will encounter. So let's just go ahead and jump in and see what the new Dragon Ball story event looks like right here, right? So I'm not sure how many movies are actually going to be in here. I know that there's at least 2. They definitely have Goku's revive animation, and I think they have Cooler's transformation. I don't know if there's any other ones besides that. Okay, so here's Bardock and Frieza, right? Of course, that is the beginning of the actual Cooler movie, right? We do see that. By the way, that moment of Bardock is going to have a nasty Dokkan Fest at some point. I think exactly what happened with the Ginyu Force, we will see the same thing happen with Bardock and Team Bardock. Also, we did see that there is going to be DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the game. The next DLC is centered around the Bardock special. And, I mean, so, we just had Kakarot DLC for the Future Trunks special. And if I'm not mistaken, they did take a little bit of that into LR Future Gohan and Trunks already. So, it's like, I would not be shocked if that Bardock DLC drops for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And then, some of the, what happens in there, some of Bardock's moves or something like that, ends up in a Bardock Dokkan Fest card. I think the chances of that happening are actually quite good. So, we do want to keep that in mind, right? Like, that's how Dokkan operates these days, man. Dokkan is shameless. Listen, anything else drops in the Dragon Ball brand, and Dokkan is peeping in the window like, oh, I like that. Yeah, we gonna take that right there too. Yes, sir. Right? Like, there's still a bunch Dokkan could take from fighters, right? Like, okay, think about it like this, right? If you're a fan of Dokkan, literally anything that drops that's Dragon Ball related, think about the fact that Dokkan could very easily just snatch stuff from it, right? I think it's something we are going to continue to see, because even the anniversary unit, LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, some of that unit's animations were taken from fighters, right? Unfortunately, some of it's not really the greatest, right? Like, they did take Super Saiyan 17 medals, damn. They did take Super Saiyan Trunks transformation from fighters rather than his anime one, which was way... His anime one is such an iconic and awesome thing that I'm certain we are going to get some sort of character Trunks that is going to have that sort of opening, right? I imagine we might get a Super Saiyan Trunks standalone unit, and his intro would be the actual anime transformation, because it's so stupid that they actually like made that Trunks a Dokkan Fest, and then they used the fighters like transformation rather than the anime one. I don't really understand the logic there, unless they know they have another Trunks in the pipeline. You could say that, you know, all of the moves Trunks did were sort of accounted for in Dokkan already, but I do think they potentially could, you know, remember Goku does, or Trunks has his little sparring session with Goku. You could easily take his attacks while he's attacking Goku. Trunks does also, like, that version of Trunks does briefly skirmish with, like, Android 17. Remember, there's also the blast Trunks does when he blows up Dr. Gero's lab, right? Like, there's a couple of different moments they could take from that version of Trunks in order to get his anime transformation in Dokkan, which should, because that's one of the most iconic moments, I mean, definitely in Dragon Ball history, but that transformation is legendary. Trunks going Super Saiyan like that, right? And it's just very stupid to me that they didn't use it, right? It makes me think that they're ready to have another Trunks in the pipeline, even though it does seem weird because we've already had a summonable LR for that Trunks, and we've also had a now the Dokkan Fest, but I think they could still do another unit. This is good to see, right? Like, throughout the years now, like a lot of these assets and stuff like that look a lot better here in Dokkan. I do wish that Cooler's Armored Squadron could have got some better looking, like, sort of like arts and stuff like that, right? Because it's still like the R versions of these characters from like 2015 that we're seeing right there, right? Like that Salza card right there. I'm sure we're probably gonna fight Salza a little bit continuing on in here, in which he might have, like, you know, because there's a physical Cooler Armored Squadron unit, and then remember his SSR. The SSR for that character is just Salza, right? So we might see that unit show up. Yajirobe! Yeah, here we go. This is the one problem. This Cooler movie, I feel like people do, like, sort of, like, think on it and remember it very fondly because of just how raw Cooler is at the end, right? It's so awesome, Cooler. And, you know, Super Saiyan Goku, that whole thing is really good. But a lot of the movie does involve Gohan just, like, sort of like playing around with Icarus, you know, Hyatt Dragon, before he actually gets to Senzu and then returns with Goku to Goku and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, here's this, of course. Kind of surprising. I wonder if this unit will still EZA during this celebration, right? We know right now that the headliner for Part 3 is transforming base form STR Cooler. His EZA is kind of like the big Part 3 thing, which I think that unit is hype enough that he does merit, I think, like, being the headliner of Part 3. I like it. I think it's a good idea. But, you know, we know that they're also going to EZA the Cooler's Armored Squadron, right? So, like, the physical Bowser and the rest of them, or Souls or whatever. I could see them EZAing Icarus Kid Gohan as well. Now, the Kid Gohan, he awakens... What medals does a Kid Gohan awaken with? Piccolo medals? That Kid Gohan awakens with weird medals, because I believe... Maybe I'm misremembering exactly when he came out, but I remember Kid Gohan getting his awakening. Wasn't it along with, like, LR Gohan and Goten? Perhaps I'm mistaken on this. Let me quickly check when exactly he got, like, his Dokkan awakening. Because the original version of that Gohan came out with physical final form Cooler. I remember he was on that banner, right, with physical Cooler. Then his Kid Gohan's Dokkan Awakening, it was July 30th of 2019. So Kid Gohan's Awakening came out with Dokkan Fest Piccolo. Yeah, Kid Gohan's Awakening came with Dokkan Fest Piccolo. And the medals to awaken Kid Gohan are those Dokkan Fest Piccolo medals. Those are the medals to awaken that Kid Gohan. Interesting. So, because I was wondering, like, you know, this Kid Gohan... Eventually, when he EZAs, he's probably going to be using that Piccolo's EZA medal. So, I guess maybe they could drop this Kid Gohan, that Icarus Kid Gohan's EZA with Dokkan Fest Piccolo's EZA whenever he gets it. And I know some people might be like, what? Dokkan Fest Piccolo getting an EZA? No way. But, I mean, remember, Namek Goku came out only a couple months earlier. He EZA'd. And then remember, you know, Cooler came out several months after Dokkan Fest Piccolo. And he already got his EZA. So, yeah, we're you know, into 2019 very heavily on characters that are EZAing. Although, to be fair, right, there's still a lot of other characters who still have the Easy A from sort of way back, right? So, we still don't have the Easy A's for physical Super Vegito. We don't have the Easy A's for Super Saiyan 3 Bardock as well. Those are characters from 2017 who have not Easy A'd. Super Saiyan 3 Bardock and physical Super Vegito. I think that's it, though. I think those are the only ones. Because, STR Rose and Tech VB, they got their Easy A's. Jiren is a 2018 character who has not Easy A'd yet. What about the end of 2018? Yeah, and transforming Super Boo has not Easy A'd as well. He was a 2018 character. And oh my god, Android 17. Dude, MVP Android 17, that is one of my most coveted Easy A's. He would be crazy. Android 17, oh, I adore the design of that Android 17 unit. Attack debuffing, key support, defensive support, damage reduction. Like, they have made that 17 so good. I feel like the chances of that 17 being really good when he Easy A's are pretty high, right? I think we could definitely see that. Okay, so we're just sort of going through, right, the, I guess, sort of like middle portion of the Cooler movie, right? When kind of like, just Piccolo and Gohan and Krillin and these characters are kind of dicking around with the Cooler's Armored Squadron. Here is probably where we're going to get... What is this? Okay, so this is Piccolo's fight with Salza / Thouser and the rest of them. These other, like, minions, dude, Piccolo washes them so hard, right? Like they get absolutely worked. Salza, he eventually gets taken out by Piccolo's special beam cannon as well. That boy was gonna get obliterated too if Cooler did not step in. Oh, I wonder, I bet you that might be after this right here, we might see that. The support memory, right? The support memory is Cooler, like, sort of like, I guess KOing Piccolo. I don't know exactly what I want to call it, but yeah, I guess Cooler KOing Piccolo, right? Because he kind of, Goku's revived with the Senzu, and then, Cooler shows up and he's got Piccolo in his hand, and he tosses Piccolo down to Goku, but then just, like, blows them up in midair. Honestly, probably a pretty impressive feat by Piccolo, that he's able to just survive a bunch of attacks from Cooler, right? Because it is stated that Cooler is a lot stronger than Frieza. That's definitely stated in the movie, and I think in promotional material too, it does talk about Cooler being stronger than Frieza, right? So Piccolo, obviously is doing pretty good then if he's able to take these big hits from a fighter, above Frieza's level. Although, to be fair, Cooler was not in his final form when he's, like, slapping up Piccolo, right? Yeah, see, like, that art right there, we didn't need to use that art, did we? Couldn't they have right there used an asset of Cooler from the support memory? I feel like they could have. It might have looked a little bit better. Because I believe the last shot of the support memory is Cooler doing that. Right? His little, like, because that's what that is. Like, that's Cooler looking down at Goku after he'd sort of, like, blown Piccolo's asshole inside out, right? Alright, so let's see if they play the support memory. They typically do this, right? Like, I remember the support memory that came with the BoJack Dragon Ball story. That did play in the actual BoJack Dragon Ball story as well. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look. Of course, I always make sure to do these with the scenario on. We want to see the gripping story, dude. Okay, I guess after we take down Salza? Sure. These are nice, too. They kind of, like, do, like, these, like, revamped versions of these story events. One thing that's really good about this is they're then permanently up, right? Like, so many story events throughout the years, like, they're kind of, like, available for a little bit of time, and then they're unavailable, and blah, 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 blah. But now with these Dragon Ball story events, they're just permanently available. So it'll be much easier to grind up these resources and these characters a lot of times, which I think is actually pretty good. One thing, I think there is a couple sort of quality of life things Dokkan needs to do. If you guys know, like, so, like, the event, like, page, right? You have, like, the strike events and story events are on the one all the way on the left. Then the middle one is growth, right? So, like, the daily orb events and the Master Roshi event and, skill orb events, those are all in that middle one. Then the right one is just, like, difficult events, and then the last tab is Easy A's. Or it's challenge events. The challenge events, there's way too much there. They got Dokkan events, easy areas, difficult events like God event and Red Zone. They got to split that up. I think Dokkan events need their own tab. I think right now it's 4 tabs. They got to split it into 5. Oh, they don't play the support memory. No, because that's it right there. That's the support memory right there. Wow, that's kind of a bummer. Come on. That's a huge bummer. They could have played the support memory right there. Oh, naughty Dokkan, man. Come on. They could have played it. No, dude. Come on. Play the support memory. Because I really like the idea of these, like, Dragon Ball story events like this, but I don't know. Like, when there's not a ton of those movies, it is disappointing. I mean, obviously, they haven't done, you know, Dragon Ball story events for some of these huge arcs where they're going to have tons of good stuff, right? Could you imagine, like, once they're taking, like, they're doing one of these for, like, the future Trunks arc or something like that? All of the different top-tier animations that they have to take from. Like, you know, you're going to have these movies playing after every single stage. Oh, is Cooler... Is this gonna... No. Okay. I guess the last stage is gonna have Cooler transforming and Goku doing his revive, I think. And this next stage, I believe, is our last stage as well. Notice we have been getting the missions cleared every single stage as well. Again, but before jumping in, I made sure to build the team around getting every mission done when we actually go through it, right? Okay, so let's go and jump in. I think we should get a couple of movies here. Cooler's transformation gonna play? Yeah, it does. Okay. Oh, that's the LR STR Cooler SSR right there. One minor complaint I would say is, well, I guess no OST obviously was a bit of a bummer too, but they didn't have back in 2019 when that Cooler came out, you can tell the audio quality, like not like you guys, like the literal file audio quality is definitely not as good back then, right? Nowadays, like, the audio quality is seamless, right? Which I think we're gonna get this Goku playing right here, so we'll be able to tell when this Goku does his revive, right? Like, you could just hear the difference in the audio quality. I mean, all you have to do is go look at the EZA LR Super Saiyan 4s, the 4th anniversary units, right? The first characters that had active skills in the game, basically. Like, dude, the voice file quality is so bad on those. Okay, so Cooler destroys Goku. Goku gets obliterated. Oh no! Yeah. You can tell how much, like, dude, that scene, without that OST playing, the hype is brought down a million, like, miles. Like when he lifts that bird up and then, like, the beat kicks in, like, oh, God, man, we're missing out on that. Come on. All right, let's just finish him off here with the KO screen for Goku and Vegeta. So there's a Dragon Ball story event. One thing that's kind of bizarre is that this is not currently on Global. I don't know why they dropped this only on JP right now. It doesn't really make a ton of sense. I assume Global's still going to get this during the celebration. I think Global is currently behind 2 Dragon Ball story events, right? There's the, like, Arrival on Planet Namek Saga 1, and then now this Cooler movie is one as well. These are the 2 that have not actually shown up yet on Global. I wonder, maybe they'll do a Dragon Ball story for the Metal Cooler stuff as well. They certainly could. Hey, there's that's Cooler's LR art right there. And yeah, and then the boy gets sent right back into the sun. See, I do feel like some of these moments, right, like they could have clipped out, like, you know, Cooler doing his supernova. They could have put that movie in there. Goku doing the Kamehameha. They could have put that movie in there. You know, they could do a little bit better with these, man. I feel like one of the big things that's exciting about these is them having those little cutscenes in there with the good animations is nice, but they have to actually put it in there, right? Yeah, and Cooler's like, oh no, I guess I was a soft little pussy after all. Bye. Sent into the sun. Damn goofball. And then here's where Piccolo saves the day at the very end, like always, right? Like, Saul's... Oh no! Salsa's still alive! And then the special beam... The Monkankan Sampapo! I said it right that time, right? Just Beast Gohan, he did it! Alright, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, hopefully they'll do the Metal Cooler Dragon Ball story in this celebration as well. It's certainly possible, right? We will see if they actually do drop that. So there we go. There was this. Let's accept all the missions. We should have gotten all of the missions done, right? Because I had already previously grinded up that tech base form cooler. I mean, years ago at this point, right? We got a lot of we got a lot of those medals as well during that, right? Although again, I've had hundreds of those medals for years, right? Because they've just been out for so long. You never know what LRs they might use them for. Okay, so let's go ahead and check the missions here, and see if there is anything we did not do. But we should have gotten this done. And again, we'll sort of test out the new support memory very soon. I always like doing videos on the support memories. I don't know, it's kind of fun, right? Like one of the big things about Dokkan is it sort of selling us the animations. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in. Yep, and we got everything all cleared, so let's go ahead and accept all of the missions. You know, a nice amount of stones for players as well. Very good, we got that. Then we could head over to the support memory section, and bam. Yep, we have that one done right here. The cooler support memory right there. All right, awesome, awesome. So, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Adios.